Ladies and gentlemen, today prior to casing of the colors, you will witness the awarding of 2 meritorious unit citation streamers. To include the brigade colors, each battalion will receive a meritorious unit citation streamer for their role during 2 combat tours in Iraq. Iraq 2006 to 2007 and Iraq 2008 to 2009. Citation reads, for exceptional meritorious service during the period 20 October 2008 to 9 October 2009. Headquarters 3rd Brigade Combat Team, 25th Infantry Division, displayed exceptionally meritorious service in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. Signed, Stuart L. Stevenson, Jr., Lieutenant Colonel, AG, Chief Military Awards Branch. Today, 3rd Brigade Combat Team, 25th Infantry Division stands in front of you ready to answer our nation's call again. In Afghanistan, the brigade will prepare and partner with the Afghan people to further their tremendous successes, build enduring security, and increase their capacity for continued stability in Central Asia. You will now witness the casing of the brigade and battalion colors. Casing of the colors symbolizes preparing the unit for deployment and readying the colors for travel. In days of old, the colors served as a rallying point for soldiers on the battlefield. It was from this point on the battlefield that commanders fought the battle and massed their foot soldiers and cavalry. Today, the unit colors represent the heritage of the organization. Assisting 227, the Wolfhounds, in casing their colors will be Mr. Easy Smith, President of the 227 Infantry Association, and Jerry McKinney, the Honorary Regimental Sergeant Major. Assisting 3-4 Cav is Jerry Headley, President Emeritus of the 3-4 Cav Chapter of 25th Infantry Division Association, and former Bravo Troop Commander in Vietnam. Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant General Benjamin R. Mixon, Commander, United States Army, Pacific.
Sergeant Majors, we've got some strong winds out here today, and I'm not sure how long I'm going to speak. So I'd ask you to allow the color bearers and guidon bearers to unseat colors and go to parade rest. Sergeant Major, take charge of that, please. And soldiers on the field, go to an at-ease position. Do not talk, do not dip, do not chew, do not light them, but pay attention to me. Whoa. All right. You know, I've heard a lot of renditions of our national anthem, but I got to tell you, that was extremely moving, and I just don't know why we pay those people at the Super Bowl so much money. We got people like that. But that is just indicative of the talent of our families that serve alongside their fellow soldiers today. And I would just like to pay a special tribute before I begin my comments to our families and their sacrifices. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know the sacrifices our families have made over the last 10+ years. They have been the backbone of our deployments. They have kept the home fires burning, and they have indeed enabled us to accomplish our mission during these many deployments. And it's only right and fitting that we give them a resounding applause this morning. Please join me in a round of applause. You You know, as we join together on this field of honor today, and we case the colors of our 3rd Brigade Combat Team, 25th Infantry Division, and wish them Godspeed as they depart for Afghanistan, we're reminded that the war is not over. You may think by the media coverage or the lack thereof of what's happening in Afghanistan, Iraq, and the southern Philippines that the war is over. But it is by no stretch over. And I'm extremely proud and privileged to be here today to participate in yet another deployment ceremony, many of which I have participated in on this field, and as you know, actually deployed from this marvelous place. And as you have followed the recent news in the Middle East and Northern Africa, you may have noticed something very strange, very dynamic, and yet a very unusual happening. And there's been a lot of theorists and a lot of historians that have talked about why these efforts, these regime overthrows and so forth are happening in places like Egypt and Tunisia, Libya, and other places. And there's been all sorts of speculation going on about why this has happened. And they've talked about the power of the internet, and they've talked about all kinds of other things. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got to tell you, I've got a theory on that, and I think I am correct. That the reason we're seeing the movement for peace and democracy and freedom across the Middle East and Northern Africa is because of the sacrifices of the United States soldiers and Marines and other service members that have freed the people of Iraq and Afghanistan. That's the reason you're seeing what you're seeing today. The citizens of those other nations have seen the freedoms that are present in Iraq and Afghanistan, and they want some of that freedom. And so there are a lot of reasons and a lot of factors, but I know in my heart that it's because of the sacrifices of our service members and the fact that we have freed the people of Iraq and Afghanistan through a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. But as I said, the fight is not over, and we will continue to move forward. The casing of our colors is a time-honored Army tradition that symbolizes the movement of a command from one theater to another. The 3rd Brigade Combat Team is deploying to its new theater of operations and will take on an important role of the Regional Command East in a strategically significant part of Afghanistan. Colonel Kim and his soldiers will operate out of the eastern Afghan provinces of Nangarhar, Nuristan, Longman, and Kunar, sometimes referred to as N2KL family members, in case you hear that thrown around. It's a region with a population of about 3.7 million people. The unit headquarters will locate in Nangarhar province, an area which contains the center of the Kabul River Valley and the Khyber Pass. Together, this valley and the pass form a crucial strategic and economic corridor connecting Kabul, Peshawar, and its neighbors to the east. Their mission will be difficult, the mission is vitally important, and they will succeed. Alongside the 3rd Brigade Combat Team will be other coalition forces of the Regional Command East, acting as a unified team in full partnership with the Afghan National Security Forces and in coordination with other Afghan institutions and joint interagency and multinational organizations. The mission is complex. The details on the ground will be worked out by this brigade, and they will succeed. The terrain will be difficult, and the conditions will be hard. But these soldiers that you see on here at the field today have trained extremely hard over the last many months. Many of them are combat tested, and there is no doubt in my mind they will succeed. This is the right brigade at the right time to take its place in the history of the great 25th Division. As has been already cited, they have already served in Afghanistan and Iraq, and many of those have multiple combat tours. They're used to working in the complex environments of Afghanistan. They're used to working with people of other nationalities and cultures. And there is no doubt in my mind that they will make a difference as we enter into this very important year in our strategy in Afghanistan. Today we honor these soldiers in formation in front of us. These outstanding men and women are America's finest, and they are our nation's strength. They are part of that 9/11 generation that we often refer to, the less than 1% of the U.S. population who has volunteered to serve in the armed forces of the United States. As I stand here before you, I am confident that they are prepared to deploy, and I cannot overstate how proud I am of each and every one of them, their dedication, their commitment, and their resolve. And ladies and gentlemen, they will succeed. How about a round of applause for these great soldiers on the field in front of us today? Soldiers that are on the field, I know that you're leaving behind family and friends, but let me emphasize that there is a very strong rear detachment in your brigade back here at Schofield Barracks and down at United States Army Pacific and Installation Management Command under Ms. Sedalis, and we will ensure that your families are well cared for. Do not be concerned about their care and how much that they will be looked after while you are gone. We will take care of that. We want you to focus on your mission, because the mission is tough and you must keep your mind in the fight. And so rest assured, your families will be well cared for back in your Ohana here in Hawaii. And we all want to salute the courage and willingness of our soldiers to stand in harm's way to protect us from dangers abroad. And it's certainly not an easy undertaking. But with God's help and our prayers, we pray that they will return safe to us, and they will be victorious in their mission. As President John F. Kennedy famously said, and I quote, "Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe to assure the survival and success of liberty." Ladies and gentlemen, these soldiers on the field are the protectors of our liberty. We wish them well as they go off for yet another mission, and we know that they will succeed. God bless each and every one of them, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.